Hello, everyone. It's Jane again. No. I just wanted to come on and make another video. Something I like to do. Um, just to get my thoughts out, and in a way, it's therapeutic and it's helpful to me to continue to just communicate my thoughts, and it's kind of grounding to think of, putting my thoughts out there and having other people listen to them or analyze or judge them. I don't know. Um, so that's grounding, and it's for me. It's just kind of like a little performance or like a steam booster. I don't know. It's for my just trying to continue to follow concentration paths, and I don't know. I just wonder sometimes, like, if I'll look back on these videos and be like, I remember myself when. I don't know. That just hit me all of a sudden. Sorry, I don't want to go there. Do not want to go there. Um, yeah, just thinking about, all of a sudden, thinking about the medication that I take, the antipsychotics, and how they affect my organs, and, how they will affect how I think in the next 10 to 20 years or 30 years, or how sprightly and, you know, um, functional I will be and able to, animate and speak and like this. I don't know. This is weird to think about, but yeah, I didn't want to start on a down note or anything. It just hit me all of a sudden like that. But anyway, I wanted to start with, I am still going to read the Lexio. Like I said, I was trying to get away from it, but I was like, you know what? I really like doing it, and I get a lot out of it. And I just was like, maybe I don't know. I just feel like I want to pass it on. What did I put? Um, there's like this point of me that's like deluded and grandiose about reading the Lexio, and putting that out there. A part of me thinks that I have to do these like religious videos to like save the planet, and this is like a perfect example of grandiosity or grandiose delusion, or even paranoid delusion. There'll be a time on the internet where people are literally locked into it with their minds, and say with like the Neuralink, like you lock yourself into like a neural net, and the internet being the source of that, so it's like the beast system and you're in it. And then and people are like, their minds are like, it's so disgusting, and like there's pornography everywhere and advertisements, and your brain is just like in this constant state of like control, and like people are, it's like an arid desert. You know how I think there's somewhere in the Bible it talks about demons, like they're cast out and they wander this arid desert, and that's kind of like how I picture like hell or the internet being, or like once you get the chip and you're linked up, it's like you will be so thirsty for things of God, you'll be like scanning anyone's neural algorithm for the things of God, or like love, or like his word. And so I was like, and then they find my videos. Ta-da! And it's like a drink of water. And there's also, yeah, like where Lazarus, not the Lazarus rising from the grave, but Lazarus, he's attached to Abraham, I think somehow. It's in the Old Testament, where Lazarus, it talks about a man named Lazarus being in hell, and he's like, if you would please just give me a cup of water, if you would please just deign to give me a cup of water at this point, I'm so sorry, there's nothing I can do, I'm trapped here. Um, and like I feel like, I don't know, like what is the internet going to be when atheism does essentially take over the internet and the World Wide Web? And see, that's even interesting, is like it's called the web. And like I don't know, it's called the web, like to be trapped in it. And I was going on like the Apple, how their logo is literally a bit Apple, if you can see. And I'm like, damn, like they aren't even hiding it. Like after humanity bit the apple, like everything became a simulation. That's the way I've been seeing it lately. Like they're trying to keep you trapped in the simulation. In the more and more we get reliant on technology, the farther away we get from before we bit the apple, where we were just walking around with the Lord in the garden and the fresh of the day and just being able to talk to him and like have perfect communion with him. It's like they're not even hiding it. Like they're making a mockery out of humanity, the transhumanists, and I'll go on a little bit more about that. But anyway, that's just kind of like weird, like souls getting trapped in the internet, like linking yourself to the internet. I don't know. I think it's some kind of dimension of hell or like a purgatory scenario. Don't do it, y'all. This is a warning too. Maybe a premise to that. And anyone watching these videos, just be aware of deception. Be aware of your literal addiction to technology. I watched this short of Denzel Washington talking about it. How we are all addicted to technology, whether we like it or not, whether we think we are not or not. He said, go ahead and put your phone up for a week and see how addicted you all are to it. And we are. I'm feeling like there was this revival going on in Florida in one of the colleges, like Florida State. I think it's like it said it was the number 2 party school in the world. And people were getting baptized in this fountain. And I went for a walk after I heard that. I was so happy. But then the Lord took it to another level and was like, how many of these people took their phones and said, here, hold my phone while I get baptized? Why didn't you just take your phone with you? Like, when is it going to become this point where we are throwing our phones into the sea? We're like, we're not doing this anymore. We're all addicted. None of us are talking to each other. Our brains are being screwed up. Our literal chemical plasticity is being messed with, like our dopamine and serotonin. We can really talk to people anymore. It almost feels unsafe to have a conversation outside. I was talking about this in therapy. It almost feels unsafe or like you're doing something wrong if you're not having a conversation on Messenger or on text. It's like they have to know what I'm doing. Like that's just the first step, y'all. Anyway, that's a bit of me. That is a very real, undramatized bit of me. And there you go. That's what I think about. My boys are safely tucked away at their father's house now. No, I'm having fun. I had it's my little two-day break because they're on custody, but I wanted to make a video. The World Wide Web's egg sack. I just looked over and read that. Like, picture. I don't know. Just let me stop. How is everyone? Okay, so I've been doing a fast. I've been trying to do this fast to shed some pounds because my I almost feel like I'm getting up into like perimenopause sort of levels with my hormones because I can't lose the weight like I used to, and it's kind of collecting, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Like I've always been used to being real petite and just kind of like I almost feel like I'm not myself anymore. Is this something I have to just live with and buy the bigger size jeans and wear the leggings and sweatpants and whatever? But maybe I'm gonna give it an old college try again to lose weight, and despite my medication. And no, I don't. I don't watch Dr. Phil, but I actually was flipping through his channels maybe it was a little more than a month ago, and this woman was talking about this diet, the 2020 diet, and I started doing it. Like it's like a cute, concise diet. Seriously, you buy the food and there's recipes in the book, and it's really controlling, and it's real. I don't know, there's something I like about that, the control, and he's real strict with it. Maybe it reminds me of like being raised in a very strict, controlling environment or something. Like it's like you can only eat certain foods for phase 1. You can only eat certain foods for phase 2. I mean, it's not like it's sustainable. He talks about it in the book, and you can find information on it online. I couldn't find any of the recipes online. That's why I bought the book. But I I mean, for the sake of saving time, I've lost 8 pounds already on it. Kind of leveling out because I do kind of splurge on days where my sons are on custody. You know, it's kind of like where's my comfort support? You know, where's my love? And I'm like, oh, food. So yeah, I did like go to like a fish fry by myself on Friday, and today I got my favorite nacho chips and salsa and queso from Hy-Vee, which I really like. It's like all fresh, like freshly made chips and everything. But anyway, so I do splurge sometimes, but like yeah, like I've lost 8 pounds so far in the Dr. Phil 2020 diet. There's a friend of mine that's like we talk back and forth. She's super smart. I met her on a schizophrenia support page. She also has schizophrenia, and she like I told her I was doing the Dr. Phil diet. She just texts back, I don't trust Dr. Phil. and like I just laughed for like a long time because I wanted to make a meme out of that all of a sudden. Like doing the Dr. Phil 2020 diet. I don't trust Dr. Phil. Anyway, it was funny. You had to be there. Anyway, bam. Let's get. I'm gonna try to like give information about myself a little bit because I wanted to do one or the other, but I'm just gonna do both. If you don't want to follow me through to the Lexio part of this video, that's fine. I'm still running. But anyway, just to try to brief people on my week or the past 2 weeks, what I've been reading, what I've been watching, what I've been thinking. So we did Dr. Phil diet. I watched this, it was last month that I watched it. I haven't talked about it yet, but I watched this TV show on Hulu called Murder at the End of the World. Ah! And I was flipping through the channels and like I saw this girl and she had pink hair and I was like, no way. like and anyway, like I was like, oh, that's cool. Like I wonder, like, cause I was like, oh man, people are gonna think that I dyed my hair because of this girl, and so I was like, I need to like see. So I watched the trailer, and it's not normally something that I would sit there and watch because it's like a murder mystery, and I'm more like I kind of watch indie stuff and kind of offbeat stuff, but I didn't realize how much about AI it was about or went into. But anyway, that's a really good if you wanted to binge watch something like something real brainy, or it's just really, it opens your eyes to like the implications of AI in the couple. Oh my gosh, Darby and Bill in this series, like it's just like nostalgia. So, like seriously, like the relationship. And I just like, I don't know, they're so like Gen Z or millennial or whatever. Like it captures Gen Z and millennial like kids really well, like their relationship. And yeah, I just found myself like being nostalgic of myself being that age, and like just really getting involved in their relationship and their love story. And it was just so like, it was so sweet and just cute, and not cute but sweet, and like I don't know, there's something about them too that it really got me engrossed in the in the series, just their stories and their love story. And it was like, I don't know, like a part of me, like being like, I kind of consider myself more Gen X than millennial, just because a lot of my friends in high school were Gen X, and that's just where I gravitated, like the music and books and stuff. But a part of me kind of detests like millennials and anyone below them. like seriously, it's like harder to get into their minds and like what they like politically and everything. But like watching this, it's like I want to take care of this generation. Like I want to take care of their love, and like I love Darby and Bill. Like I just seriously was like, oh my gosh, they're so sweet. And it made me think about their fight and their plight and what they have to do, what they have to come against if they are, the ones that the chip, like the mark of the beast or whatever, the link is going to be marketed to. And just their plight and like Darby's like integrity and her intelligence and how she goes after. Like she's so like strong. And Bill too. Like just like a power couple. I'm sorry. Like, oh my gosh, they're like, I don't know. I admire them. I admire the relationship. You know, so that's good. Murder at the End of the World on Hulu. So anyway, where am I? AI concepts. Yeah, I wanted to talk about AI because I usually go into that. Don't want to fix my makeup on camera, I'm sorry. I usually go into that in my videos a little bit anyway, just because that's kind of where the Lord has led me to. He's dropped words of wisdom about this into my mind, and I want to make it like a point in my videos to talk about what He shows me. Obviously, like, I don't know if it's considered prophecy, knowledge, wisdom, but it's something. It's not to be underestimated. AI concepts where how sensitive this technology is to our training it. We are training AI, and it's very sensitive to how we're training it. There's a new Google program. I think it's called Gemini. Like, I heard Mike Adams, which I'll catch his podcast every once in a while, but he's just so like, oh my gosh, like, he's just so dark. Like, he's so dark, but a lot of what he says is coming to fruition. There's Mike Adams, Health Ranger, on Brighteon.com, and then I also got I watched a brief bit of Matt Walsh's his little spiel on Google Gemini. I think that's what it's called. Which, I just want to. I'm sorry. It's like, I don't know what it is about this man, but I'm like, I hate to love him, and I love to hate him. I don't know. I used to binge watch Matt Walsh all the time, but I've stepped way back from it. It's because I just realized how hateful his speech is. The speech itself doesn't have to be, like, he has a lot of good talking points, but the way he presents it is so hateful. And I'm like, like, I found myself when I used to, like, watch him every day, I was like, like, give us hate speech. We want hate speech. And, like, it was a thrill to be, like, linked into this, like, hateful commentary. And I found myself being more hateful in my comments. And, like, who was it that finally, like, he was, like, disparaging some, what is her name? It's like a politician in Minnesota. Klobuchar, I think it might have been. He was like going on about her, and I was like, yeah, she's a witch, and we hate her. Like, I don't know anything about this woman, and I'm just pulled into this current of people disparaging her, and I'm like, this is representative in my state. Like, whether she's blue or red or whatever, like, I'm speaking about her hatefully and disrespectfully. I don't even know anything about her. I was just sucked into a current. Like, for real, if you get on the live stream of Matt Walsh, it's like a hate speech current. So I'm done with that. But anyway, I'll like lurk up on him and creep up on him to see what he has to say, like, about stuff, just so I can, like, stay in. Like, I don't watch any news anymore. I'll just kind of, like, I watch Lex Fridman, his podcast. I've been watching him since 2020. Like, once the COVID hit, because I was like, where am I getting my intel on all this? And, like, he's just a really brilliant mind. Which I feel. Oh my gosh, my internet battery is about to run out. Oh man, that sucks. Because I don't have another source. This might have to be 2 different videos. Yeah, but Lex Fridman, and then I will creep and lurk and peek in on Matt Walsh's stuff, or Ben Shapiro's stuff, or Knowles and all that. Let's, like, look at it on him, but it's hard to watch, like, a full short of it, or like a full, like, they do recaps of different concepts, and it's just like, so I don't know, but that's where I got my information on Gemini, and this is what I read about Gemini. You're retraining your algorithm. It's a program to retrain your algorithm to honor people of color. And they're making it out like they're trying to erase white people. That's not the concept of it. You have to train AI to recognize black people, Native American people, Hispanic people, because it's not being recognized. It's not like the way our history and our dynamics have been taught. It's been predominantly white. It's really, and you cannot deny this. You cannot deny this. They're all talking about concepts of whiteness and white people, and you know, I'm in the center. I'll lean conservative. If I'll lean both ways, but mostly I will lean conservative. But for the most part, I try to stick in the center. This is one of those where I'm leaning to the left. It's never in default. Okay, so I put, notice how AI is always like white and it has a British accent. Like whatever robot, there's always a white robot who humanoid that they're building, and it has a British accent. It's like you never see like an African American or an Indian or a Middle Eastern AI or humanoid that is like it's always the AI never had. It's always a woman's voice, and it's very distinct, or it's English. It's never like a black person's voice. It's like we're training the algorithm to think that everyone is a white person, and there has to be a different setting to the algorithm here. It's never. So what I say, it's critical. The implications of not training our algorithm to see the whole gamut of our culture it's detrimental to it. It's like training a child, or training like an assassin. Even like it could even turn against us, and who's it going to turn against? Well, it's seeing white people and white people's history all the time. So when they call it critical race theory, there's a grain of truth in it, in that it is critical. It's critical to plug in, to have programs like this, and to have people working on diversity within technology. It's imperative. And these, Matt Walsh and all these people are making fun of it because they're goons for Russia. They're Russian goons. No, or whoever. I don't know. It's just very. It's just very like spine straightening to think that, I don't know, like, I'm sorry, I don't know. Maybe they are goons for Russia and there's a collusion. Like, I don't doubt the collusion, the Trump collusion. And now I'm starting to wonder who funds Daily Wire and Donald Trump's campaign, and like why everyone hates him. I'm sitting here like, why does everyone hate him so much? Like Donald Trump and all them. And I'm starting to wonder, like, I don't know, like, is he in collusion with Russia and Putin? Yeah, I don't know. And then Putin is like a murderer. Like he got this Alexei guy. Like he snuffed him out. And they do that all the time. They do that all the time. A lot of them aren't even covered or recognized, but it's just scary to think of Russia running our country or having its hand in it, and our algorithms not being trained in a Western democratic mindset. Because the Russian people don't understand, the Russian people are trained to hate our Western culture from kindergarten on up. Like people, like they look like us, and they're similar to us in that we both revere intelligence. Like both of our countries put intelligence on a high pedestal, and that's something that fascinates us about Russia, I think. And we bolster ourselves like maybe they aren't such a bad thing. They are. They're terrorists. They hate They hate Western democracy. They hate the fact that we could come together and choose a president from a blue party or a red party, and everyone gets to have a good time and figure things out. It's almost like they're trying to beat us at our own game right now, and they're using outlets like the Daily Wire, whatever. Man, I'm off on a tangent here, but yeah, I was just thinking like. My ex-husband sent me this video. It was like an AI parody of Vladimir Putin dancing around. It was all in Russian, but like it was very obvious. Like he was in the parody, Putin was making fun of Biden, and he was like dancing around, rapping in Russian, and they're all AI generated. But yeah, where am I going? In one of the scenes of the parody, it shows Joe Biden sitting in the office chair, the Oval Office, and Putin kind of he he replaces Biden, and he sits down in the Oval Office chair, and he's like, ha ha ha. No, that's not what happens. Biden leaves the Oval Office chair, and Trump's standing there, and he waves his hand at Putin, like kind of like this, and Putin sits down in the Oval Office chair, and he's like, ha 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 ha, and like he's writing papers and dancing around, and it's like so terrifying. Like, just think about it. I don't know what's gonna happen with this election, but dear God, let me get to Alexio soon, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I got a tech flyer. This is on my technology, what I've been thinking. I got a flyer in the mail. Apple phones says get $800 off any new iPhone 15. Like, I got rid of my iPhone a while ago. Like, I had one, but it has a bitten apple on the back of it. Like, seriously. So I just have an Android now. But yeah, $800 off. Like, people are paying over $1,000 for their phones. And I was like, so Elon Musk, I watched this is one of the first videos I watched of him, interview between him and Joe Rogan. And he said, yeah, the Neuralink would be, an installation for the wealthy elite. Like, it'll be expensive in the first phases of it, but then it'll be made accessible to the general public. And he said on the Joe Rogan that people would be paying, I think he said $2,000 to $3,000 for one of the Neuralink implants once it hits the mainstream. And you'll just go in, and it's like a sewing machine. Like, that's it. Like, outpatient, I think he said. And people are they're already paying that much for an iPhone. Like, it'll be so easy for them to just transfer over and go, you know what, it's just going to make life easier. And the deception right now is just so at large. And just like I was saying before, like, consider yourselves. Like, seriously, consider the voice of Jesus Christ and what's in the Bible. Everyone are thinking, like, people like me are Looney Tunes, and we're just the harbingers of, like, insanity or whatever. But the guy who's making this is saying this. You're gonna pay $2,000 to $3,000 for a chip implant in your brain, and people, it's not gonna happen. This is never gonna happen. It's already happening. You're already paying over $100,000 for your phone. The next step for these Gen Z and these millennials and whatever's below the Gen Zs, the next step for them is just to get the implant. We gotta save these kids, y'all. We have to save them. You know, whether it's like banning them from social media until they're 18 years old or what. Like, we have to start saving these kids, because they're gonna be first in line. I don't know. Like, Bill and Darby are gonna be first in line for, not them, because they were smart. I don't know. That's all I have to say. That's all I had to say on that. I think what am I gonna do? Cause I could just go out there and sit on the ground and like have cause my battery is critically low. So I'm gonna I'm gonna go plug my computer in. I'm gonna plug my computer in and try to finish this, just sitting here on the floor. Be fun, And I gotta get some charge to my battery. Is it working? Here it goes. Is it charging? It's not charging. I even have to like kind of sit with it a certain way. I wonder if I could just sit like that and read. Okay. This will be an interesting field trip. battery is it? I think it's charging. Yeah, it's charging. Okay. It's just a little field trip. I am, you can barely see me. Hold on. That's not gonna work either. Okay, anyway. Oh, I don't know. It's not charging now. Come on. Come on, little kitten. There we go. Lectio Divina of the Gospels. Y'all, I don't know. I was wondering if I should just do this as a second video. I'll just do it. I don't care. Let's see, 3. No, I'm gonna do it as a second video. This is my recap. This is my thoughts for the week recap, and then I will come back on in about an hour. Just make a new video. I don't feel comfortable sitting on the floor. It's kind of weird. So, yeah. Hope you have a great week. And what are your thoughts about the week and what's been going on and in the media and everything else in your life? Okay. Love you guys. Bye.